Good morning to you. Good morning to you. If you are just coming on this platform for the first time, you're not here by accident. You're on this platform for a purpose. It is good and nice to unite back with you in the United Kingdom. All glory belongs to God. Back safely onto the beautiful soil. Good morning to you, beautiful fans out there all over the world. I recognize you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your love at all times. As you can see, I'm in my studio live in the United Kingdom. I want to appreciate all of you. I want to say without you there cannot be Tokunbo Olagbaye. But then don't share the glory with God. All glory belongs to God Almighty. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm looking closely into the issues of immigrants, issues that will affect immigrants after Brexit in the United Kingdom. While I was in Nigeria, a lot of people come to me, ask questions about how to take their family away from Nigeria and bring them to United Kingdom. On what visa was the question I asked. But at the end of the day, I realized that they having it in mind to take a wrong visa, not the right visa. I'll briefly talk about them before I then move into the issue of immigrants in the UK after Brexit. But then I cannot but let you know that I haven't changed my details. My office number is on 0208 309 8808. There isn't anything called free lunch, like I always tell you on every program that you may have come across me. Nothing is called free lunch. Don't let anyone deceive you. Get a proper advice, even if you are going to migrate from Nigeria. Get good advice from a lawyer that understands what he or she is doing. You don't have to necessarily come to Tokunbo Olagbaye. The point is, you must take proper advice. Because if you don't take legitimate advice for the right visa to take, you're just going to suffer yourself in the United Kingdom. The numbers of calls and people that come for advice on how to leave Nigeria is quite huge. It's quite huge. One thing I realize is that Nigeria is not organized. It's not an organized nation. Therefore, all those that want to leave Nigeria are not well organized. They don't have a proper, let me use the word contingency plan. They haven't got contingency plan in place. And if you don't have contingency plan, then there is no need for you to put yourself into it. So you need to get proper advice from a reasonable and a reputable person, law firm, that understand the immigration law about United Kingdom. Some people do Canada law, they do US law, they do Saudi Arabia, they do Oman, they do other law. The United Kingdom law is not the same as US law on immigration. It's completely different. If you don't get your advice right, you are on your own. Don't say you're not told. And that is why I am telling you now, get the right advice. If you're going to leave Nigeria for the sake of going for life and getting it right where you are going, there has to be a reason why you are leaving. Don't sell your property or properties in Nigeria to come to UK. You are going to regret it for the rest of your life. That is the beginning of my conversation today. Do not sell your property or properties for the purpose of coming to United Kingdom. You will regret it for the rest of your life. Trust me. That is that about that. Let me look at the issues of those who are in the United Kingdom. They come first to my heart because they are there inside the system already. So they need to have very, very important information at first from me, Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbayi. But before I said that, let me tell you one thing. The issue on social media, it's only for 1%. It is not everyone in Nigeria on social media. They don't even care about what you are talking about. If you don't do your campaign on the grassroots, they don't even know you. So whatever campaign anybody is doing on social media, you're just doing it for yourself. If you don't take it above social media, you're wasting time. Everything remains the same, calm, connected in Nigeria. Nobody knows about any of those rubbish talk happening anywhere on any of the social media. I can assure you that. So for anyone to take matters forward, you have to take it away from social media at a certain stage and stand by it gallantly. And that is why I do a lot of television work in Nigeria. I do a lot of television, radio work in Nigeria. So my name is not on social media alone. My name is vibrant and it's all viral. It's everywhere, you know, in terms of television and radio, because you have to get your information across the globe. What do you represent? What are you doing? Not for the sake of just making noise and not getting the point across the globe. You understand? So you've got to really know what you are doing. And that's for me. That's what I'm doing. You know, social media is only 1%. Even if it's up to 1%, it's luck. Everything calm in Nigeria. Trust me. Calm. And that's the situation in Nigeria. To the migrants in the United Kingdom, good morning to all of you. It's nice to see you back today. I'm talking about the issue of immigrants in the UK after Brexit. How are you affected? In what way? In what manner? If you're a European Union family and you are in the United Kingdom or European national in the UK, you're going to be bitterly affected if you have not done the necessary thing after when we managed to get ourselves. At the moment, our democracy is in shambles. We are struggling to get things right. Our Prime Minister had a meeting yesterday at a residence in countryside with some Brexiteers, but it's all secret. That's what they call official secret act. They will have signed document before they go into that meeting. So everything discussed yesterday is in secret and it will not come out. So they had a meeting outside outside Parliament yesterday at our residence in countryside, whereby they have to talk about the issues of getting their support to get the deal done. Now, the 29th of March is unrealistic. You and I are not illiterate. We are educated. Don't let us be deceived in one way or another. The 29th of March is unrealistic because if you look at your diary, today is 25th already. And to me, 29th of March possibly be Friday, if we look at it carefully. Probably be, 29th of March is on a Friday. And that is uncertain. That is not possible any longer. So we have to be looking into April issue now to get out by April. But 29th of March, like I said, and I forecasted that I can bet it with my money, 29th of March will not be possible. Because I follow the deal and the negotiation on carefully, closely. And I know that we've not done anything close or nearer. With all the votes in Parliament, in and out, it is obvious that 29th of March is out of the way. European national coming to United Kingdom, you're not going to be coming in freely anymore as soon as we manage to get ourselves out of the country. You will have to apply for a visa to come to UK to come and work like any other non-European counterpart. Don't be deceived by anybody. And for you that are already in the United Kingdom, you need to know what to do and do it at the right time. Because if you do it after when we have gone Brexit, you're not going to meet it. So you need to do the necessary things. I'm not going to be giving you detailed analysis or advice on here as to what you need to do, because I have done the campaign rigorously so many times about you going to make an application to get yourself settled in the United Kingdom. So if you phone in and ask me that question, I will not answer you. I will be dealing with UK immigration law straight away. But talking about the Brexit issue, they will be making an application to come to UK on work program as well, on skill, on residence. They will be getting 5 years visa, 3 years and 2 years, and then going to their residence, like non-European countries that come in, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Kampala. You know, they will have to do the same thing like us. And this means that for those who have voted to leave UK, there is a repercussion of it. And if you're thinking that they are taking your jobs and it's the reason why you voted, you are doing yourself, you're not doing anybody. Because majority of those who are able to settle in the United Kingdom today were able to do it through easily European law. The non-European countries that were able to get British passport, permanent residence, indefinite leave to remain status done in the UK, they were all able to get it easily through European Union law. How? Don't ask me questions, because it's obvious and it's out there. You can see it. Now, to now notice that a lot of Nigerians or a lot of black or non-European countries voted out, it basically means that they lost it. They do not understand the policy and guidance surrounding the issue of coming out of European membership in the United Kingdom. When you are doing something, get advice before you put yourself into it. Whether it is right, it is appropriate, get advice. Because if you don't understand what you are doing and you just go into it, it basically means that you're doing the wrong thing, not the right thing. But let me concentrate effortfully on immigrants in the UK. That is to those who are EU. What happens to you? So you will not be able to bring in your family member into UK as it is now anymore. So if you are European Union carrying Dutch passport, Netherlands, German, this and that, France passport, Spanish, Italian, you will not be able to flow in your non-European family member to join you in the UK to exercise treaty rights. There will be nothing called exercise of treaty rights any longer, because we are not going to be a member once we are able to exit successfully. The divorce proceedings is what we are battling with, like husband and wife at the moment, and we haven't got that right, because the negotiation of what is inside the divorce is not suitable for the wife that is leaving the husband. So therefore, the wife is refusing to sign the document to come out, which is us in the United Kingdom. So you need to understand it properly. It is not suitable at the moment, and that's the layman English. And it's the reason why we are having ups and down argument about what to do, how to do it, and how to go about it. Let's leave that aside and let us look at you, EU person, holding EU passport. What will be your right after Brexit? Now, if you have been living in the United Kingdom for donkey years and you have not get your settlement status, you're going to struggle in the end. So in no ramification, you should be clearing and doing the necessary things as we are doing the necessary things to get the deal done. You also need to be doing it along the line with us. What do I mean? You have to start putting an application to either get your settled status or pre-settled status. If you don't have those in place, you're on your own. If you don't have that type of settlement status with your European passport in place, you're definitely on your own. Don't be deceived. You're definitely on your own. So, ladies and gentlemen, get the proper thing done. The proper thing is the right advice to get after I finish this program. My line is going to open later on, so you can phone in and get your appointment booked on 0208 309 8808. 0208 309 8808. Application needs to go in on time. If you have not done that, I guess you still have time before April. Don't panic anymore. March 29 is out of the window, so it's not written as part of the day. It's not the day that we are going to exit anymore. So we're still around. We're still member. You can try in and out to be, to travel in and out. That is not a problem. Let me give you another issues happening as a result of Brexit. And this is what I really want you to concentrate on now. I want to give it to you what will happen and what is happening immediately after Brexit. There are huge scammers cashing in and out on Brexit bereavement, bewilderment, which means that a lot of scammers, tax frauds are so high in terms of cashing in and out on Brexit. So if you are in the United Kingdom, what you need to be aware of, especially my fans in the UK and on my timeline, be wary of scammers, financial scammers. Financial scammers. They are cashing in and out on Brexit. And the area that they are cashing on is from tax office. Tax office. Scammers are pretending to be from HM Revenue and Customs. They are targeting taxpayers with fake tax demands. Businesses have reported emails telling them that they wish to trade in the EU after Brexit. They need to register for a UK trade number. They are then directed to a fake website that will procure their personal details. Now, it's not only businesses. Even me, I have received numerous emails from HM Revenue Office that is not real. A scam. They will be telling you that the government is owing you money, especially you lovers of money, that your life is based on looking for money at all costs. You are going to fall foul because the moment you put your date of birth, your nationality, your address inside that website, you are doomed. The moment you have your name, date of birth inside it, you are doomed. So the scammers are cashing on issue of Brexit. So you need to be wary of that. If you are not at alert, I, Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye, is now waking you up from your slumber dream. To wake up, sit tight, and don't rush to look for money where you have not planted. Because if you do so, you're going to lose your details and your bank will be empty before you realize. So wake up, wake up. These are the things that's going to happen in the midst of us getting out of UK. For also some of us that are British citizens and usually travel to Europe country, we have what we call European Health Insurance Card, which we carry most of the times when we travel to Europe. My family has that because I got cards for everyone in the family. So when we travel to Europe, we use that card. But we've never even used it. We just pay into it because when we go to Europe, we only go on weekend. What will I be doing there? You understand? So we only go on weekend like Paris, Germany to just see what is happening, Italy. And during that period, you never can tell. So we carry European insurance card just to fulfill the law. But now, what is happening on that European insurance card is that they will be sending you letters and emails telling you that you need to renew. An EH card gives European citizens the right to free or cheaper state-provided health care in any country in the European Economic Area, plus Switzerland, including them. So if the UK leaves the EU, British citizens may no longer be entitled to the card, which are free. Now, they say that a series of scams are now offering EH cards for sale that will protect Britons. So did you see that? Series of scammers are now providing that card, offering it for sale. Because once we are out of that country, out of the membership, we're no longer in need of it. So we don't need it anymore. We don't need it anymore. So if we go there, we pay whatever we use. We don't need that card anymore. But now the scammers are now coming out and saying, listen, this is the card, EHIC card, for you Britons that you will need to have in case, so that you will protect yourself in case we leave EU Don't take it from them. Don't accept that offer. It is a financial scam. It is not real. It is fake. Okay? So these are the things that's going to happen in the midst of us coming out. Do not take EHIC, European Health Insurance Card, from anyone offering you as a British citizen that you will need it when you come to Europe. We don't need it. We don't need it. The government will tell us exactly what we will need by the time we finish the divorce proceeding. The government will tell us what we will need. Don't take it. It's not real. It's fake. There will also be investment scams. There will be investment scams. Investment scams will mean that you may receive unsolicited calls or emails from scammers pretending to be from investment companies, suggesting ways in which to capitalize or reduce the damage of Brexit. So if you are into investment and you are well educated, you are affluent, you are clever and intelligent, you can fall foul with your intelligence if care is not taken. So you will be looking into that area closely. You understand? You can fall foul in that area. This cannot be genuine. It can never be genuine. So you need to be at alert in that area. Because at the moment, no one, including financial companies, have any idea at the moment of the impact Brexit will have on us. No one. Nobody have any impact, any idea as to what Brexit will have, the impact it's going to have on us. So it can never be a genuine. Any investment coming to you at the moment suggesting ways in which to capitalize on Brexit or to reduce the damage of Brexit here, please avoid taking that offer. Avoid investing with anyone at the moment because we are not too sure what is likely to happen. No big companies, nobody have idea. At the moment, we are in dark. So we would rather stay in dark now until the light comes through and take us through the path. Because if you want to leave the dark without any light taking you through the path, you will injure yourself. You will damage yourself in the course of moving because the light will come. So you've got to wait until the light comes before you move ahead. You see, it is not a new thing. It is not new at all. The fraudsters, they have a huge track record. They have huge track record when it comes to cashing in on economic uncertainty. Economic uncertainty. The situation we are in the United Kingdom, we are in a dilemma, in an uncertain situation, So we are not too sure about things at the moment. So I will suggest be calm, be cool, and be connected to the information at large. Don't run before the gun comes. Do not jump the gun, because if you do, you may ruin your family financial situation. You may ruin it. So you have to be careful. The issue is quite huge out there. So when it comes to somebody sending you email on tax, on investment, on cards, avoid them. On anything at the moment, avoid it. Don't even respond. And if you're not sure, go to your bank and ask questions. Go to the bank and ask questions. I told you during the Christmas holiday, I received large phone calls from somebody representing one of my bank in the country and asking me questions. And I said to him, to hell with you. Don't you know who I am before calling me and asking me questions over the phone instead of inviting me to the branch? So I refused to answer him and I slammed the phone on him. I went into the bank and asked questions. The bank said, we do not send anybody to you, Mrs. Olagbaye. If we need to speak to you, we'll send you a letter with our letterhead and we'll invite you into the branch because we know who you are. Now, in that kind of situation, another person will have just jumped to it and start giving his or her date of birth, nationality, full address, and every other thing, possibly NI or account number, account details. What will happen is that you will fall foul. You will fall inside it. So be wary of it. Things that's going to happen after Brexit, we're not sure the certainty. But I must let you know, if you are in the United Kingdom, I'm back to you and back to the real work that I continue to do in my campaign on how to regularize your status in the UK. If you have not submitted an application to the Secretary of State, the question I'm asking you is that, what are you doing? Are you waiting for Secretary of State to knock on your door and to tell you that it will happen automatically? There is no prayer without an effort. Don't make mistake. You will need to get proper advice and know what to do. Now, there are so many people that have clocked years of recognition years in the UK that are entitled to make application. They are just there for nothing. You don't have to be there for nothing and pretend as if it's not worth coming to this world. No, let me encourage every one of you that is still in that situation. Wake up and don't leave yourself in a kind of situation whereby you think, Kote, what's here? It's worth it. When you have your status, you'll be able to travel in and out and see what is happening in Nigeria and be part of it. Don't let anyone deceive you. If you don't go there intermittently and see what is happening, there is no way you can be part of the system anymore. And once a black will always remain black, there has never been an English in black color. It will only be British. Can never be English. Even if you are born in Buckingham Palace, you understand? Once you don't have that white heritage, that is the end of that journey. You will only be British. So don't let anyone deceive you. Ilela bosimioko. Don't misquote my English. You have to start going to Nigeria gradually, or to Kenya, to Uganda, to anywhere in the world that you may come from originally. Don't lose your heritage. Don't let anyone tell you that there is nothing happening, and as a result of that, you want to boycott it. The Yoruba proverb says that Ọmọ tó sọ ilé nù, ó sọ àpò ìyàkọ́ ni. So it is happening in Nigeria hugely. You just have to know the right person, the right source, location, and who to dangle with, who to even wine and dine with. Because if you move with the right people, you get the right information, you are on. You are on. But if you move with the wrong person or wrong people, then you are down for life. To come back will be difficult. But don't be deceived or carried away by the nonsense English spoken around the globe, saying that, oh, I'm going for good. Irony. It is when you are able to see both sides of the country that you will be able to appreciate individual and each country's effort on their citizen. It is when you are able to travel in and out. And if you do go to Nigeria without having the necessary documentation to return back, then you fall foul. You fall foul. I am not reading comments at the moment, So you've got to have the necessary paperwork in place. If you are in the UK, get the grip of it, get advice, and know exactly what to do. If you don't get advice and put in the right application, you're just going to be there. And every day in individual's life is gone. If you don't make use of each day, you wake up, you move around, you don't do anything tangible. What is the point? If you know it's not worth staying, return back with whatever coins you have and go and use it to establish business over there. It is not that bad. If you know it's not working perfectly the way you have projected, you have planned it, return back. Whatever money you have put together, go and make use of it. Go and use it back there. But if you are in the UK, for example, if you are in the UK and you have clocked 7 years, your child has clocked 7 years from birth, put in an application. Put in an application. If a child is born in the UK and has lived continuously in the United Kingdom, and you can establish that it will be so unreasonable for the Secretary of State to say that that child should return back to the country that he has no knowledge of, put in an application. Put in an application, because that is the only way to get it done. Don't let anyone deceive you that you can do it alone. Get advice. A lot of people will say, oh, I have a partner, but I don't want to rely on her. I don't want to rely on him to do my papers. Wakpembe. Magarai. Wakpembe. Because it's another way of getting yourself out of the nonsense mess of immigration issues that you have put yourself into. And a lot of people still want to come in and put themselves into that issue, but I am trying to discourage them from doing so. Coming to United Kingdom, get the right advice. A visitor has no right to remain, work, go to school in the UK. A visitor is only having that right to visit and to return back. And I will say it and say it again. So before you leave where you are in your country of origin, ronú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀mejì kó tó ṣe kó má bàa di àbámọ̀ fún ẹ. Ronú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀mejì kó tó ṣe, because tí o bá ronú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀mejì kó tó ṣe, ó lè jẹ́ ìka àbámọ̀ at the end of the day. Because the situation of things is not that funny over here in the UK unless you have the right documentation to work and earn the money. And don't forget, in the United Kingdom, we pay for everything, and that is why the country is beautiful. We pay for water we use, we pay for our light, we pay electricity, we pay our gas, we pay everything. So it's a bureaucratic system whereby you cannot jump the gun before it sounds. You've got to wait and see the direction it's going to. Ẹni tí ò bá ti lè play by the rule cannot survive living in the UK. When you are coming into the United Kingdom, you must be able to play by the rules. The rules are there for everyone to follow. If you know you are one of those that don't care, you are too free in your own world to do whatever you like, it will be a big regret to come into the United Kingdom. It will be a big one. So my advice would be, get the right advice. So a child born in the UK, spent 7 years continuously in the UK, it's entitled to have to register and to make application to the Secretary of State with one of the parents. And if you bring in a child into the United Kingdom and the child has lived in the UK continuously for 7 years, that child is entitled as well. That child is entitled. Before I traveled to Nigeria, a lot of people asked questions and said, why is it that it's the mother alone that can do the application with? It is not mother alone. I have done series with father, with mother, separately. So it doesn't necessarily have to be with mother alone. The application can be done with the person that has the appropriate authority over the child, the person that is responsible. What the law is seeking is genuine parental responsibility. Genuine parental responsibility. If there is no genuine parental responsibility, the application will not succeed, and you need to have that in mind. It won't succeed. So you must have a genuine parental responsibility. And when we're looking at the word genuinity of that area, we are not necessarily looking into whether you are the biological dad or biological mom. You see, a biological father may have gone astray, and somebody else is there taking care of that child. The biological father will not have right over that child. Quote my English clearly. The biological father would not have rights over that child, because where were you when someone else take that child to school in the cold weather, in the dirty weather, bring that child back to the house safely, taking care of the child, sitting with the child, doing the math class, after school work with the child? Where are you, the biological father? You have gone astray. So you would not be able to claim your right on that child when it comes to submitting an application. And if you want to go to court, you can go to court 100 times. You will meet a lawyer of a caliber of my standard that will attack you rigorously with points of law, not physical attack. You'll be attacked on a point of law because you were not there when you were needed. So you cannot just turn up overnight for the sake of making an application to the Secretary of State. It's sham. It's not real. It's not genuine. So your application will not succeed because you will not have documentation. Perhaps your name is not even showing on the birth certificate, and you will not be able to do DNA on that child, because if you don't have access to a child, how are you going to do DNA? A DNA cannot be done from heaven. It has to be done when you have close contact, connection with the child, and in the agreement of the mother. So I guess it's something that you need to think about if you are out there. Some men have come to me lately to ask questions with regards to bringing in their making application under their child. I ask questions, they look at me and say, what is Mrs. Olagbaye talking about? Mrs. Olagbaye is talking legitimate point that the law asked me to ask you. The law says that you ask you, what relationship have you got with the child? And what evidence have you got with the child that is your child? What proof? What proof? What proof have you got? You know, you cannot just turn up overnight and want to claim your right on a child that you have not even seen the color of the child since the child was born. You don't even know where the child comes from. You don't even know what the child has been doing, what the child has gone through in his or her life, and you want to turn up overnight. Some women are desperate anyway. Once they take money from that guy, they will say, okay, let's go and do DNA. He's now paying the bills. He's now doing that. That's your problem. It's not my problem. Because you're desperate, and when anything go wrong in the end and the person take paper, don't come and scream on my shoulder, because there is no shoulder to cry on. So many times they will give me a shout and call me and say, listen, this is the situation. He has gotten the first 2.5 years. He's not turning up anymore, because he has gotten the first 2.5 years and he has shown that he's the father. So he has used that opportunity to get things done properly. So during that course of period, he is going to leave you, but still have contact with his child, because he will go to court, have access to that child, and there is nothing on this planet you can do about it, ladies. So don't even think that maybe I'm supporting you, I'm leaving the guys aside. No, it is both of you that I am talking to at the same time in this how to regularize your status matter. If you think you turn up anywhere overnight and you think that, oh, I want to claim that child, of course you can claim the child if you have parental responsibility. If you have a genuine parental responsibility, you don't have to be a biological father. But if you're a biological father, you turn up overnight and there is nothing to show for it, that you are the real father, or you are important, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're not going to go through. You're not going to go far. So it is an area of concern. I will be taking phone calls now from those who are really, really, really desperate to ask questions. I'm on 07908 628240, 07908 628240. The phone number is out there so you can see it. So I will be taking phone calls from you guys that are so disturbing me, that want to ask questions in my absence. I can say I have the time and I can answer those questions now before I start opening letters, because I have huge tasks ahead of me today. And I will not answer your questions immediately I left here. You are going to be phoning in and book your appointment at 10 o'clock. And that's the point. Good morning to all of you that are just coming on. Good morning. Thank you for your recognition. Thank you to all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you. It is nice to unite back with you in the United Kingdom. It is a great privilege to have the opportunity to travel free in and out of United Kingdom. It basically means that I am a dual national, so I can see what is happening out there and also take care of my residency country. You understand? So if you are thinking otherwise, unless you have not spent a certain numbers of years in the United Kingdom, For example, if you're single and you have taken it to the toll of being in the UK for 15 years, you are single, no wife, no husband, no children, and you have spent 15 years in the UK. Don't let anybody push you. And I will say it and say it again. Think twice. Don't pack and go without sorting out your status. The law on private long residence in the UK says you have to live in the UK for 20 years. But then someone that has managed to struggle and spent 15 years, ó ti jẹ gbogbo ìyà yẹn already. So it's better kó kúkú dúró kó parí ìrìn àjò yẹn láti gba nǹkan tó need lọ́wọ́ wọn. And when we say gbà, I mean sọ pé kó gbà kó máa lọ. Because ibi téèyàn bá ti gbé that you have lived for certain years, it can never be the same anymore. Sometimes attitudes and behaviors of some people will irritate you over there because you have lived so many years in the Western world. You know, so you want to do things, paperwork, you want to control things, you want to do it properly. So it's different. And that is why a lot of people will not be able to survive in that country because one long show off. I can live in any country, trust me. A lot of people go down there to show off. What are you showing off? On show off, sente bimpa. If you go in there and show off to somebody who is hungry, your life is at risk. Honestly. Because they will form carcass. They will group together to dupe you. Because you've gone home to show off to those who are hungry. So you need to know when it comes to traveling down out there, out of United Kingdom. UK is a country that levels everything together. You can meet a billionaire on the train in the United Kingdom. It's not a big deal. I have come across many of them, MPs on the train. When going to to central London, it's not a big thing. When going to countryside, it's not a big thing. But in Nigeria, you will not meet them because they think they are above God. They think they are above God. So they do things differently. There are some parts of Nigeria when you get there, you will realize that they can never come and stay in England. To do what? When they have made it better than England. There are some areas in Nigeria, it's properly built to suit themselves for a certain carcass, certain group of people. And if you live there, what are you doing in England? Nothing. So you only come here and do shopping at Harrods and go back. So that is the reason why you have to get things right. Know what you want and go for it. Get your status before you leave Nigeria, UK, so that you don't regret coming to England and suffer all those years, you know. Good morning to you. If you can see me, I can't see you, but I'm on a live program. Can you see me? Can you see me? I'm on a live program. Can you see me? If you can't see me, use your proper, what is it called? If you can see me, good luck. But if you can't see me, I'm afraid there is little I can do to assist you in that area, you know. But I'm here live in the United Kingdom. I'm available to take questions from those who want to ask me questions regarding how to regularize their status. But as soon as I leave live chats, unfortunately, I won't be able to entertain calls at all, you know. So the phone call will be with the secretary in the office, so you will call through and you'll be able to speak with you. 07908 628240. It's on the chat there, and the office number also is available on there. 0208 309 8808. What happens to immigrants after we leave United Kingdom is what we have spoken about today, and what you have to be wary of in terms of cashing on Brexit issue, financial scammers. You need to be wary of those areas, you know. If you're not wary of what is happening around you, then you're going to fall foul in the end. Thank you. I'm online so you can see me. Just use your WhatsApp. Use your WhatsApp. Just use your WhatsApp, you know, and it's the only way out. Use your WhatsApp to get through to me at the moment on 0790862840. Use your WhatsApp. Yes, use your WhatsApp to get through. Now, the child that we're talking about is a child that spent 7 years in the UK. What about the parents? You know, what about the parents? You know, what about the parents? What will be the advantage of having the child that has lived in the UK continuously for 7 years? Up till now, the law has not readdressed that area to give both parents an opportunity to do so. And I keep saying it, the law hasn't addressed that area to allow both parents on a 7-year rule. The only area you might be able to have an opportunity to put in an application at the same time, unless there is an exceptional circumstances like the case that we took to court in Cardiff. They were both on a points-based system before they got the whole thing messed up by whoever was representing them at that time. Or perhaps they were doing it by themselves under 2-no policy. When an applicant or immigrant is telling me that they are capable, you are not capable to understand the immigration law. Trust me. You will get to a stage that you will mess it up. You are not capable. And you will need to understand exactly what the law is asking. Because if you don't understand what the law is asking, you're not capable at all. You're really not capable. Because in between, there is always a thin line like this, very thin, and only few people can read that thin line. And if you cannot read it and interpret it, and that's what makes us be a lawyer, different from others. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you, dear. Hi.
Yeah, I need to ask a quick question.
Please go ahead.
If you have the resident permit under EU citizen, like UK resident document for national of an EU state, does that law affect them?
Say that question again. If you have what?
Permanent resident, like UK permanent resident, but other EU documents.
You have permanent residence from another European country?
No, from UK, from the United Kingdom.
Under European person?
Yes.
No, you're free.
Okay.
You're free because it says permanent residence.
Yeah, it's like UK resident documentation for a national of an EU state.
Yes, but you're not a national of an EU state. It's for those it's for those who carry European passport.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, dear.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day, ma'am.
Bye. So the question she asks is whether whether anyone carrying permanent residence will be affected as a result of this Brexit under EU person. If you have permanent residence, there's no way you can be affected. If you have permanent residence, you cannot be affected. So you need to bear that in mind. Those that will be affected is the EU national. Once you have got your permanent residence, you are out of this problem. Those that will be affected is the EU national. And the EU national that you got married to will have got the permanent residence before doing it for you and before getting married to you. Because what thing you have to think of is the space of period that you have spent to get your 5 years. He too must have spent that 5 years in the UK. If he hasn't spent that 5 years continuously, they will not give you your permanent residence. So he needs to be applying for settled status if he hasn't got that now. Because you have spent 5 years continuously, and that's the reason why you were granted your permanent residence under him or her. So it basically means that he needs to get it right, get the document, it's a documentation, if he hasn't got it. But majority of them that got married to non-European Union citizens have that blue card. The majority have it because the Secretary of State made it then to make sure that they have it. But I wouldn't necessarily say it was mandatory then. It wasn't mandatory. But now it is mandatory to do so. So you need to get it right. It is now mandatory for anyone that has EU passport to apply for a settled status, you know, and it's just as simple as that. There are too many questions being asked through WhatsApp. You know, too many questions being asked through WhatsApp. What I tell people is that I will only ask questions that I will only answer who I can answer. Because hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Lower your device now.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
I just want to congratulate you for a good program, and it has really educated a lot of us.
Thank you.
My question, God bless you, ma. The question is that I have somebody that is in the UK, deciding is from EU country, and he's got a 4 years, 5 years blue card working here. How can the Brexit affect the person?
Please ask your question again. Sorry. Please ask it again.
The person will have the 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The blue card is an EU from Germany. So I want to know if the Brexit too will affect the person too.
He has a blue card from Germany.
No, here in the UK.
And it's an EU national.
Yes, with the German passport. Yes.
What does the blue card say? Does it say permanent residence?
No, just for the first 5 years.
You need to have permanent status. You need to have settled status. So he needs to apply. He or she needs to apply for a settled status, yes. There is a pre-settled and there is settled. If you have spent 5 years in the UK as an EU person, then you have to apply for settled. So if the blue card is just showing the first one that you only apply for when you came to country, I'm afraid you need to apply for he or she needs to apply for the settled one.
Okay, that is after staying 5 years.
Yes, if she has stayed 5 years continuously, I think she should apply for the settled. If she hasn't, then it means that she's under pre-settled.
Okay, no problem. I will ask that and I will call you back and ask more questions. Thank you so much.
I will not answer too many questions because I think that is another whole of giving people too many opportunity not to take advice at length. So they only hear the... No, that's fine. You can go off. You know, okay. So, yeah. So I realized that the questions I will be asking, answering from people, it has to be the one that was so brief. So you just have to take proper advice in the office. Yoruba ni ẹni tó ń wá fà ń wófò. If you can't take good advice at length, it means that òun wá òfò ni kì í ṣe òun wá nǹkankan. You understand? There is nothing in the law that says I cannot speak my language. Nothing in the law. When you go on YouTube, you will see the Asians, how they speak their language fluently. They address matter that needed addressing. The reason why I am doing this is because of my non-native fans. So sometimes occasionally, hold on my dear, hold on. Sometimes occasionally, I will address matter in that manner. I'll just go into it and talk about it. I am not the only lawyer on social media, so we need to get it right. There are thousands of lawyers on social media. It's as simple as that. But book your appointment and take proper advice. Don't just hear it from my mouth and then go to another lawyer and thinking that back to sender. It's not my portion. So if I say something, come back and clarify it in depth. If not, they will not be able to help you and you will end up losing that case. You allow the person that knows the road to lead it. It's as simple as that. And It's as simple as that. Hello, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, young man.
Hello, ma.
Ah, madam, go ahead, not young man.
A very good morning to you, ma.
Very, you too. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm calling you this morning too. I really don't want to be selfish. I just want to say a massive thanks to you for all the things you're doing for us, for helping us, for putting us through, for putting your life on the line and go extra mile for us. You are just handsome. You're just fantastic.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you, and that is all I need to say. You are one in a million. You are one in a million.
Thank you,
and people like us, we do appreciate you, man. We do really appreciate you, man. And may God bless you. May God bless your home. May God bless your kids. May God bless everything that concerns you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you.
That's what I need to tell you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you too as you appreciate me. May the Almighty God appreciate you, and anything you lay your hand on, you will prosper, you will succeed, you will not labor in vain. And that's just the mathematics side of it today. As you have prayed for me, I have prayed back for you in return. So that is the situation of things. I haven't got that much time. I'm afraid so. I will have to go offline because, believe me, the pressure of work is there for me to take care of. So I have to go offline. To those who are in Nigeria, you can see me that I am back to my safe land, safe haven. So if one of you want to see me, it basically means that you will have to see me online. You know, everything will have to be done over the phone. Hello, in the meantime, before I come down again. Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for your good and hard work you've been doing to us. And I would like to ask a few questions. And the question is this: I've got 5 years under EU personnel, and I want to know, will the Brexit affect us?
You have 5 years residence card.
Yes.
Well, as long as you put all the necessary documentation in place before you reach your 5 years, you will not be affected. Because the good thing about the law in this country is that they usually take care of those who are inside it already. So they will not leave you without care, you know. But then you need to start putting things together from day one that you are granted your 5 years. So that by the time you get to the end of that 5 years, you will not struggle to get the paperwork together, to put it together.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that is the situation of things, ladies and gentlemen. I am afraid I've got to go offline. I need to start my day work. I want to appreciate you. I want to say thank you to all of you that are online there, giving me that your accolade support. Thank you so much. Thank you. May God Almighty continue to bless you and continue to uphold you, empower you in all your doing and dealings in life. I cannot but appreciate you individually and say thank you there, especially those who have the top fan star sign there. Those who have the top fan star sign there, I want to say thank you, Yahweh Adeomoba. Thank you, God bless you. Mercy Tohan Broderick, thank you. Angel Good, thank you. Miss Caroline Onaneye, thank you. In Paris Tutu and Onatafe Modupo Luwa Ogunjimi, thank you. Miss Mr. Lukman Bio Baku, you need to go and get your top fan because you've been around for a long time. Go and get your accolade. Thank you. Go and get that in now, Mr. Lukman Bio Baku. I know you don't know IT like me. Anyway, Miss Taiwo Adekunle, thank you. Maria Lashley Doriva, how are you? GM to you in the United States, 4 a.m. there now. Yes, 5 hours difference. You're right. Miss Love Olukemi David, thank you. Miss Stone Bekele Oluwa Moyegon, thank you. Mr. Akim Victor Kenny, thank you. Miss Love Olukemi David, Miss Ronti Olukoga, Honey Hyde, thank you. Ade Oye, thank you. Too many names to see as I am scrolling, you know, too many names. But then, if I don't call your name, it means your name is not coming up at the time I'm going to leave. Mr. Ibrahim Okanlawon Shonibare, good morning, sir. Top fan. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Ferry. You know, I think this is a short line that has original names anyway, so I am not worried about things. So bless you all, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you, but I've got to go right now. If I don't call your name, it means that I'm unable to pick it up on time. But I've got to go now. I've got to go. I appreciate all of you. God bless you. Until next time when I'm available to come online, I want to go and do the groundwork now. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Yorùbá níbi tí wọ́n bá ti ń parọ́ èrò rẹpẹtẹ lẹ máa rí níbẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n níbi tí wọ́n bá ti ń sòótọ́ ṣàṣẹ̀nìyàn ló máa dúró níbẹ̀. But if you say the truth, you will have the confidence to speak and to put your head up in the society. The truth of the matter and the wise word for today is that stand tall in anything you are doing. Stand tall. Stand tall. The thing that you know you cannot do, don't get yourself into it. But the one you want to put yourself into it, put it into it properly and get it done nicely. May God continue to empower all of us. Bless you. And have a nice day, better Monday, and good week ahead. Back to safe haven, United Kingdom. Thank you. Bye for now.